We move on once again. Congress MP Shashi Tharoor and members of an all-party parliamentary delegation arrived in the United States as part of India's global outreach on Operation Sindoor and its fight against terrorism. During an interaction at the Indian consulate in New York, Tharoor briefed the audience on the recent Pahalgam terror attack, which claimed the lives of 26 innocent civilians. He detailed India's subsequent counter-operation, Operation Sindoor, and strongly underlined Pakistan's role in orchestrating the deadly attack. Take a listen.
I say only to send a message about terror. We are not interested, and we still remain absolutely clear that we are not interested in warfare with Pakistan. We would much rather be left alone to grow our economy and pull our people into the world that they're getting ready for in the 21st century. That the Pakistanis have. Sadly, we may be a status quo power, they are not. They are a revisionist power, they covet territory that India controls, and they want to have it at any price. And if they can't get it through conventional means, they're willing to get it through terrorism. That is not acceptable to us, and that's really the message that we are here to give all of us, all of you in this country and elsewhere.
Earlier, Tharoor and the delegation paid tribute at the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York, describing it as a deeply moving moment. Tharoor emphasized the need for a united global stand against terrorism. Accompanying Tharoor were members of the multi-party delegation who joined in paying respects to the victims of the 9/11 terror attacks. Additionally, another multi-party delegation also arrived in Bahrain's Manama for India's global outreach program. Another all-party delegation led by Supriya Sule also arrived in Qatar as part of the government's coordinated international campaign to spotlight Pakistan's terror links and reiterate the significance of Operation Sindoor. The Sule-led team includes leaders from across party lines. The delegation is scheduled to travel next to South Africa, Ethiopia and Egypt as part of India's outreach across 33 global capitals. We're now joined by Rabinder Sachdev, who is a foreign affairs expert located in Singapore today. Thank you very much, Rabinder, for joining us on the programme. This global outreach tour has been going on now for a week. What does this tour, what message does this tour put across that the original Operation Sindoor didn't?
Yeah, thank you so much. A pleasure to be with you. You know, you were playing the clip of parliamentarian Shashi Tharoor, and he's known for his mastery of English language. I would actually like to take this occasion to slightly improve what he is saying as to distill the message. Because India needs to have a clear message. The message, I think, which Tharoor is making and which Prime Minister has said is Pakistan has to learn to live and let live. Period. The point is, what is India's end goal? These delegations have to tell that to global audiences also, right? Sure, if terror strikes are there, India says that we'll give you a tit for tat plus kind of a thing. Fair enough. But what is the end state, end goal that India would like to have ideally? And that end goal, end game for India is, as Tharoor says, that we don't want warfare, right? So the end objective is that Pakistan must learn to live and let live. And I think if all our delegations are carrying this brief message, this one-liner, that should be the top line message to my mind. In any case, all delegations are, conveying similar mind views of India, I would think.
Rabinder, do you think India is trying to internationalize the issue of Pakistani-sponsored terrorism in the way that Ukraine has internationalized Russian aggression? Do you think that not enough countries understand or have had the message conveyed to them of Pakistan's role in these terror attacks?
No, certainly. India is trying to raise the issue it's not that the world leaders especially do not know what Pakistan is doing or its devious tactics. It's just that many world leaders do not have interest in this issue. Right. They do understand, yes, what Pakistan is doing is playing games with India, promoting terrorism, but they don't see it hitting themselves. And there are layers of aspects to that. In some countries, let's say the US particularly, before Trump came, it was supposed to be the white racism which was the number one terror in America. Remember, Biden in his inaugural speech said that the number one challenge our country faces is white racism. So for them, white racism was a much bigger danger than Islamic terror. So they don't have the mind space to allocate there. Now with the coming of Trump, of course, I mean, all US administrations have been chasing down the extremists and you're showing as Al-Qaeda and all, etc. But now with Trump in power, the more focus for Trump and his administration is within America, the liberals, because they fear that the communists are taking over America, right? For them, those are the bigger dangers than Islamic terror overall, okay, sure, but then also a regional India-Pakistan issue. So the leaders do know, are aware, I think. So what India is trying is definitely, yes, informing the world leaders, but I think India is doing another. India is warning the world or pre-warning that if the next time something happens, we will be going in for a much bigger kill. Right? So there's a warning also. It's not only awareness and education that the dossiers that what all India has faced via Pakistan. Fine, that has been known. Dossiers have been given by our missions zillions of times, I would assume. Okay. So repeating the same logic will not open the door anymore. To open the door more, India is clearly saying that it's a warning. That's a warning now, right? So the world can sit up and take notice that something next should not flare up. And that flare up could, even go, let's say nuclear, as is being tossed around, may not, right? So one, India is warning that please rein in Pakistan or things will go down the spiral. One. Second, or rather first is, all we want, our end game is Pakistan must learn to live and let live. Second, it's a warning to the world.
Rupinder Sachdev, thank you very much for joining us on the programme. We now move on. ASEAN leaders